Okay, welcome back to the Dublin Academy of Maths. Now today it's Leaving Cert Ordinary Level Maths, and it's Series 5 and it's Episode 6 and it's Paper 1 and it's Sequence and Series. Now here's another grandioso formula. Okay, so you have to remember these Sn. Now Sn is the sum of. Okay, so now we're doing sum of AS's. Okay, so n over 2 times 2a plus n minus 1 times d. So it's pretty similar to the last one except 2a. Okay, now it says here find Sn and S of n, the sum of this, so that's S and n, and hence S of 10 of the series. Okay, so this is the series, and sometimes they write them out. They will write them out like this to show that it's we're looking for the sum of. Okay, so but it's the same. It's in a series. So we just fill in our values. Okay, so our values are a is equal to what? 3, because it's the first term, and d is equal to, what's the difference? It's going up in 2's, plus 2. Okay, now if it was minus 2, it'd be minus 2 going down, but it's going up. Most of them are going up. Okay, so I just fill into the formula. S of n is equal to n over 2, and I just put them in. 2 times a, so that's a big bracket. 2 times a, so it's 2 times 3, plus n, which we don't know, minus 1 times d, which is 2, close bracket. Okay, and we solve it out, so we just go n over 2, and we know we're going to do this bracket out, so that's 2 3's is 6, plus 2n minus 2. Okay, and we work out what's inside the brackets, and it becomes n over 2 is equal to 6 minus 2, which is 4, plus 2 over n. Okay, now the 2 can actually go into both of them here. Okay, but if you prefer to multiply it out, multiply it by n and then divide by 2. But I would just, goes in 2 and goes in once, so that's going to be equal to n times 2 plus n. Okay, so that becomes 2n plus n squared. 2n plus n squared. Right, so you can work this out and you can multiply them fractions, then you get them all over 2, and then you can separate them and you will end up like with this. Okay, so it's just a means of to the methods of which direction you're going to go to. Okay, so we're back into the question. So we've got the term. So Tn is equal to 2n plus n squared. I'm writing it out on the right hand side, and then I just so I'm looking at my thing here, and I've got the expression Sn, that's Sn. Sn is equal to 2n plus n squared, or n squared plus 2n, it doesn't really matter. Now then it says find S of 10, so you put in 2 times 10 plus 10 to be squared is equal to 10 squared is 100, 2 times 10 is 120. Okay, so that's the result. S of 10 is equal to 120, and you write that out there. Okay, that's fine. That's everything. So that's the sum of. Right. Now let's have a look at another question. How many terms of the series? How many terms of the series? 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. Now this is your series again. Okay. Right, okay, so I'm repeating the question. It's the same question, but I'm going to do something different with it. Okay, it says will give, how many terms of this series will give 440. Will give 440. Okay, so that's the question. Now we go back and we do our S and N, we sum it. Okay, so we did it at the last time, and the last time we came to we had it down to a sum which was n2n. So we put in this, okay, is equal to n over 2 times 2a, 2 times the first term, which is 3, plus n minus 1 times the difference, which is 2. Okay, and we ended up with a formula in the description of, where is it? There it is, 2n plus n squared. Okay, I should remember that. Okay, so that was our 2n plus n squared. So I'm doing the same question, but if you had different questions, you would have different results. Okay, so this is related to this formula. Okay, so this sequence. Now I'm making this equal to, so I'm going to say, so 2n is equal to, 2n plus n squared is equal to 440. Okay, 440. Now the pen is running out here, so I'll just write this up here. So now I've got an equation here. I've found the sum of my formula, and my sum of my formula came out to be 2n plus n squared. And I was told find when s of n is equal to, where's the question? When it was equal to 440. So when s of n is equal to 440, which means when this is equal to 440. Okay? Right? So you just pop them in. And you're looking at that and you're going n squared plus 2n minus 440. Okay? And you're looking at this and you're going n by n, because you know that it's a quadratic equation. Okay, so here's quadratic equations, right? So what it's doing is, again, the numbers, they're finding the points of where maybe these numbers will cross over. Okay, you follow? And this is done through simultaneous equations, so it's been used quite a lot in the papers. Okay, now we should, from the previous answer, we should get it equal to 100, we'll solve it out there now. So what's the factors of minus 440 when added together give you plus 2? Okay, so we have to look for 2 times something. 2 times 220 minus 2 times 220. That's not going to make it. It's right, so it's, oh sorry, so we have, it's other, actually minus 440, so it's 2 times 220, that's not going to make it. We've got other fractions, because I used from the previous 20, so we have, so we got 22 by 20, and that's the difference. Okay, so it's a plus, right? So I'm looking at this quadratic equation. Now, quadratic equations is in series 1 in algebra. Now, it's very important that you get you can solve quadratic equations. Now, I'm looking at the factors of n squared, which is n by n, and I'm looking at the factors of 440. When added, will give me the coefficient of the middle term. Okay, so I'm looking at the factors of minus 440. When added, will give me plus 2. Okay, and this is 22 by 20, and it gives me plus 2. Okay, they add to give me plus 2. Do you see that? Okay, if you can see it there. So plus 20 by minus 20 is going to plus 2. So that's my factors. And my roots then is equal to 0. And then my roots is n is equal to minus 22, which can't happen, or n is equal to 20. We take the positive number all the time. Okay, positive. And if you see previous to that, you see that 20 was mentioned in there. Okay, because I found 120. But anyway, so you see what's happening here. We don't take negatives, we only take positive numbers, right? Only positive numbers. Now let's have a look at some of these questions here. I hope that makes sense. So it really does. It's not that bad. Find the sum of the first 20 terms of the series. Okay, so we number n. So you know how to do here. Okay. You put in s of n of 20 then. Find s and n, and then find s of 40. The same principles up here, but using different words. Okay. So of the arithmetic series or sequence 0, 3, 6, 9. So you can see you're at it here. So finds the Sn of 22 of the arithmetic sequence here of 18, 14, 10. A is 18. Difference is minus 4. Now that's the first one with a minus in it. Okay. Now this is a good one to do to get get correctly. So I don't see any problems here. Back to this one. So you see what I did here is I used simultaneous equations to solve this equation, giving this formula, proving to find the sum of 440. It was found that 20 terms. Okay. It was 20 terms needed to add to give 440. Okay, so you can see where this is going. This is an enormous part that can actually predict, or you can predict things in you can predict numbers with absolute accuracy. Okay, without having to go through long additions and subtractions and all that sort of stuff. You know? Okay, well, best of luck with those questions. Thank you. Bye bye.